My name's M. Donkers. I run the Energy Fitness YouTube and Instagram page. I try to provide workouts to people, education to people, motivation to people, and a sense of community, and to give them the tools to create the body that they want and that they feel the most confident and comfortable in. There aren't a ton of people out there that we may be able to look up to that, we see ourselves in. So I try to be that voice in our community.
It turns out M works really hard.
What's your daily workflow like?
So I write out my weekly schedule here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I just have like things on the side of what I should be doing or what I should be filming. I have like posts boxed out. So I try to post like 5-6 days a week. It may be a picture, it may be a reel, it may be YouTube. It kind of depends on the day. And like working for Gymshark, I have to hit a certain amount of deliverables every month. The start of the week, I always kind of break it down. What am I doing today? What is manageable for today? If it doesn't happen today, bumps usually to the next day, and I just cross it off as I do it. I like to be organized because, it can definitely get away from you, especially with online clients and everything. You got to stay on top of it. When you're doing this influencer stuff, you kind of are working when you're not even working sometimes. Like if I'm just fiddling on my phone, editing videos at nighttime, that happens all the time. It's always different every day, but it's always those things involved in some way.
There's nothing like more vulnerable than letting someone watch you work out, especially when you're not a professional and you don't have like huge, defined, chiseled, perfect muscles.
And I found myself like kind of struggling with like the confidence to just post that stuff. Was there a hurdle for you to get over that?
For sure. Like it may seem like it's so easy, and it does get easier over time, but you have all of those feelings, those like, what if this happens? What if this happens? Your anxiety is like going through the roof because you just never know how people are going to take things. And I started my fitness page September, 2017. And I didn't do my first post until November. So you can even tell that within that time period, I was building myself up. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the better, the easier it gets. There's always gonna be, those little bumps in the road. You may get a comment or a message here and there, but you also have to know what matters is what you're doing, and all of these people that are following you for a reason.
And when it came to posts, I had to be using the right hashtags. M showed me this note that they had of just hashtags.
I literally have a note called fitness tags. And so all of these are hashtags or different combinations of hashtags. Whoever you're trying to connect with, try to hashtag that. It is a lot of work. And I think people underestimate how much work it is, and how much time it even takes just to make one Instagram post. Even just writing the caption underneath. All of that stuff takes a lot more time, a lot more effort than I think people realize. And I also think when you're in the service industry, sometimes people can take advantage of you a little bit. Like they could be like, oh, I'm just asking simple question, slide in your DMs or whatever. But it's like, no, like I am a professional. I have, earned my place and I have my certifications and everything. So I'm providing a service. So you have to know that you need to pay for my service kind of thing. So I think that a little bit as well, and just standing your ground a bit more and just being like, no, this is my job. Like I can't just give out this information willy-nilly. Like this is my career and you have to recognize that.
Is there any like one quality that you would say that you have or that someone would need to like be an influencer?
Self-motivation for sure. Like definitely if you aren't coming up with this stuff, if you aren't creative, if you aren't trying or if you aren't planning, then you can tell kind of like you have to put in the time and the effort, and that's where the quality over quantity comes back in. You have to be motivated. You have to organize yourself. You have to push yourself to do these things. Like, I don't necessarily want to do 8 a.m. Zooms all the time or whatever, but I have to do it for my business. And if you are an entrepreneur, it is totally self-motivation because you are your means of being successful. So if you aren't putting in the effort, it's not going to turn out. So